The Elimination Chamber is a few hours away, and this card honestly came out of left field for some of these matches. Most importantly, the Elimination Chamber, just due to one person in it that I don't think originally was supposed to be in the chamber, but they decided to put him in there anyway. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, first off, we'll go with the kickoff, as we always do. Um, Apparently, this is not on the WWE Network. I just want to say something about the network right now. That the network is, honestly, I've always felt it to be a WWE app extension, kind of like a Chrome extension or something like that. But if anything, it makes Classic on Demand. I've heard it take. They took away Classics on Demand or WWE back when it was WWE 24/7. I'm not sure if that is still there or not. I'm not totally sure if that or Classics on Demand is gone. But with this network, it's going to be hard for people to stream pay-per-views. So it's either get the network or probably set out like we used to back in the day when we were kids when our parents wouldn't let us get the pay-per-views. So with that being said, this kickoff match is really not that hard to do anything with. I mean, it's Ryback, which is the stupidest tag name in the world. Curtis Axel and Ryback just make him Ryback against the Road Brothers, Cody and Goldust, former Teddy champions. I would honestly think this would be a pay-per-view match, but it'd be more of a squash, so I'm glad it's a kickoff match. Very simple. The Road Brothers will win. There is no way that Ryback will win this match. If they do, I will be very shocked if they do. Well, let's go with the rest of the card from the bottom to the top like we normally do here. The Royal Rumble winner, Batista, will face Alberto Del Rio to finish off that feud. And this is very simple as well. Batista will win the match. I mean, Del Rio is actually, I think his contract is up soon. So I don't really see him doing much until then. So, and plus, I mean, Batista needs to be dominant heading into WrestleMania. So they'll have him destroy Del Rio like he did on Raw. But there's one match I've been wanting to see for a very long time, for over a few years now. It's finally going to happen. The Shield against the Wyatts. And honestly, this match, I don't care who wins. I just want to see a fight. We're going to get that finally at the Chamber. I heard this was going to be an elimination tag match. And if that's the case, I mean, that would make it even more interesting. But this could be the beginning of the end of one of these teams. And it could be the Shield, just based on what's been going on in the past few weeks. So I'm going to say that Bray's team will win, for sure. I know we don't try to protect matches like this, but, you know, the Shield breaking up, it makes sense for this to happen. And I already did the kickoff. The tag titles are on the line. The New Age Outlaws defend the belts against the Usos. And last time I said the Outlaws would win the belt at the kickoff show, which they did. But even though I want the Usos to win because I think this is their first heading shot in a very long time, I doubt that the Outlaws will job the belts out this quick. If they do, it would be a major upset, if anything. But I'm going to say the Outlaws will win. But I won't be surprised if the Usos finally get the titles that they deserve. Speaking of left field, this match came out of there, and I believe they had the breakup angle between the primetime players a few weeks ago, and somehow they just revived that storyline just for a pay-per-view match, just to get a blow-off, I assume. And not that kind of blow-off because I know Darren Young, I think, likes that. I am not going to talk about his sexual orientation because the last gay guy we had was Orlando Jordan. He was actually pretty damn good, but WWE just didn't push him enough. I'm glad to see that because of this PG era and because of Be a Star, they're actually going to push Darren Young. But Titus O'Neil deserves this win. I mean, he's been carrying Darren Young for the longest time. And the only reason the Tag Team players got a push or even close with title run is because Darren Young came out of the closet. And that is disrespectful to the tag titles and wrestling in general. You don't come out of the closet and somehow become world champion or Teddy champion or whatever. Orlando Jordan get that. He was bi. He didn't get shit. At least he got was a United States title run or two of them, which didn't even last long. So, it I just want Darren Young to get his ass kicked. It's plain and simple. I mean, if you get a gay guy wearing a Divas title on a picture a few days ago, there's no way he is credible at all. There is no way he should be in the WWE at all. I like Darren Young, but you know what? This has been the worst thing he's ever done in his life, business wise. I mean, even though it's working for him, he won't win this match. That's simple. And two big changes to names, apparently. I guess apparently he can no longer be called Big E Langston, just Big E, because I guess Langston is not manly enough in Vince McMahon's eyes. Like, Langston is a weird last name for anyone, I'd assume, for Vince McMahon's eyes, or whoever creative does. But apparently he will defend his Intercontinental title for the first time in a long time against Jack Swagger, which is weird thinking about Jack Swagger, because last year he was in the Elimination Chamber for the World title and contention for the World title, and won that match. And we all know the story. He smoked pot, and he jobbed out the match, lost the match, and now apparently I guess what Weed can do for you is you get a world title shot 1 year, and now you're getting another title shot this year. I don't understand it, but whatever. I mean, you get an extra match out of it. Why not? I would love to see Jack Swagger have an Intercontinental title run. And if Big E was to lose the belt, this would be a good time for him to do that and move up to the world title ranks. But just knowing how much of a jobber Jack Swagger has become, I doubt that will happen. So I'm going to say Big E will win the belt, will retain the belt. But if Jack Swagger wins, I mean, that'd be a hell of a story for him. 1 year later, Elimination Chamber, winning a Intercontinental title and secure a spot at WrestleMania. And speaking of securing a spot at WrestleMania, our main event for the Undisputed Championship, we have the champion Randy Orton defending against John Cena, Christian, Sheamus, the returning Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, which I don't know why he's in the chamber. I thought it was really someone else, unless I missed something or forgot something. And apparently he cannot be called Antonio Cesaro because Antonio was not manly enough. You know, we had Antonio Roca back in the day. I don't remember any other Antonio in WWE, so maybe that's why. But he's now just Cesaro. And he had a hell of a match against Randy Orton and a hell of a match against John Cena. And I normally don't predict these, but Cesaro is a dark horse to win this match. Cesaro might win the Undisputed belt and push him to the next level. But I will go with my normal thing of how to predict the Elimination Chamber match. I'm just going to go with the Royal Rumble style. Randy Orton, I would love to see a Batista-Randy Orton match, but I don't know if that will happen. If it does, it'll probably be non-title, but I don't see him winning the belt, retaining the belt in this instance. But it would make sense for him to do it because that way you can have an Evolution Explosion, even though that was maybe close to 10 years ago when they had Evolution explode in 2004, 2005 with Randy Orton winning the World Belt. But I mean, you gotta have a blow-off somehow, and if it's 10 years later, the payoff would still make sense. With Triple H being in control and Ric Flair just being Ric Flair, doing whatever he wants. You know, you have to do something. Christian, on the other hand, I doubt he will win. I don't even know if he's in the match. He'll probably get replaced by someone. Brock Lesnar might attack. There's rumors of Brock Lesnar attacking him. I might have to do a second part just because we'll see what happens here.